And then to get the same thing on the rest of them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and connect, and I'm going to connect all of these areas this way, so that this first part is going to be the same in all of these. Alright. And to get this to come to the right place, remember what you have to do is start your line, come over here and travel down this line, slide back and forth on this line, and then when you come over you get that magenta line and draw that in. It means that that line's exactly the same slant or angle as the other line. So again, click on here, move up and down on this line for a few seconds, and then you should come over here and get that magenta line, which places that in the right angle to match this end section. And we're going to work our way all the way down that way. Okay, I don't think I got that one right. Try again. And when you're doing these things, you always want to kind of double check, you know, to make, see like that one. See, that's not the right angle. So Control Z to get rid of that one. There it goes. Yeah, because sometimes it has a little problems, and so double checking what you do is always really important. Kind of look at it after it in, and these should look like square shapes. There we go. See, actually I'm getting one it's wanting to make, and that was the same problem I was having up there. It wants to create that line in two places, the magenta line. So I've got to pick the right one. There we go. Come on. Okay. And then the last one here for now. And then this one should just be right straight down, because this is straight up and down when we first drew that shape. Okay. So that's where all our new arcs are going to happen on these shapes. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do is, in our trailers, the curve actually starts up here, or the slant does. So I'm going to come back, and I'm going to put a second line in from here to here, to begin to create that curve that I want to see across there. And we want to again bring that all the way across to the other places, and so we'll do that here in a minute. We can now on this one, because this is flat, this one we can just use the push-pull tool and end up bringing that shape over there. Okay, all right, now I'm ready to draw my arc. So I want to get my arc tool. It's going to go from this spot down to here. And again, when you pull it up, you want to have your red dot on the line. Don't let this thing flop around all over the place. Keep it on this line. And you want to bring it up until the bottom part down here, the arc just comes out, and that first segment of the arc just touches the vertical line, like so. Okay? Again, you're looking right down here in this corner, and the first part of the arc needs to come up and just touch the vertical. See, we don't want to go beyond. There I've gone beyond. I want it to be on the vertical, or if anything, a little less than the vertical. And click. Okay, so that's our first shape for the trailer. So now I'm going to come on and click on these lines and delete them, because I don't need those lines anymore. Alright? And now I'm ready to come in here and create my other arc. Now, one of the things we can do is we can click on these lines and get rid of those, because all we need right now is just this shape here. And that'll help me see and do this one better if all that is out of my way. I want to get it as large and as close as I can. And I'm ready to do this one. So I'm going to click on it, get my arc tool, and again we're going to start up at the top, come down to here, okay, click, and slide up the red line until that first part just touches the vertical, and click. Alright, so that put my next arc in. So again, now I don't need these lines. I can get rid of these. Don't need that one anymore. So if I turn this around, see, I've got my first two arcs, or you might look at them as bows to create the shape of the trailer. And we're just going to continue that. Now, what I need to do here is I need to bring this lowered area over here, and should be able to follow this line till I get my pink line, say, and come over here, and then draw in the other line. Okay. And I'm turning around because I want to make sure that I've got it so everything lines up here really close. Okay. Now I'm ready to do my next arc. Now the other thing I'm going to do is, instead of keeping it this way so that I'm looking at that at an angle, see, I'm going to rotate this down and pull it up so I'm looking at this next area I'm going to draw my arc in a fairly straight position. And I need to get in here so I can see when the arc matches here. Okay, so I'm going to start on this bottom point, come down here, start pulling my arc again. Whoop. Guess what? I didn't have the arc tool. Okay, go back and get the arc tool. Okay, so I'm pulling the arc up along that line, watching for that first line to match. Now I'm getting a blue line right there that shows me the arc, so that's probably the best possible one. So I'm going to click and let that in there. Okay, again, now I can go in here and start getting rid of some of these other lines I don't need. And at this point, you know, you may want to take and rotate around and look at things as you're going to see if things look like they're lining up the way they do. Like, for instance, if I look across these lines as I turn this, it's looking fairly convincing that that's going to begin to make the shape that I want. Okay, I can get rid of this box because I don't need it anymore. Alright, so now I'm going to work on this next arc, and I need to carry this line across again. Alright, remember, for my dip in my shape here, start at this corner, follow along this line till I get my magenta line, and I want it to match that spot. So see, I should be able to touch it and bring that down. There, watch, the dotted line pops in when I get in the right alignment. So I can click that, click up to there, there's my plane, turn it here. Now I can see see if I line this line up with the back line, then I can see whether or not that came off at the right spot. You see, and it didn't. It's going to come over too far. So one of the ways that I can correct that is I'm going to highlight that line first. Line these two up again. So see that this back line and this front line line up. And then while that's highlighted, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to pick my compass or protractor tool. Okay, click on it, hold, and then bring it down and put it on that plane. Alright, notice how this is up here, it looked red, but as soon as I got on this plane it changed to a black, but this is now on the same angle as this plane. Once I get there, hit the shift key to hold it so it won't change back anymore. Bring it to this corner, click once, bring it down to the bottom edge here so it lines up, click,